Hello, sports fans. We are ready for week number 8 in the league where they play. For pay! And let's get right to it. I had an incredible week of picking games last week. 17 2-1 overall, 6-2-1 against the spread, 7-0 money line, and 4-0 in the teasers. I was on absolute fire last week. Let's keep it up. Let's get to week number 8, and where else would we start? London, England, because you know when you think of the NFL, you think of London, England. What is this, like the 6th game already that the NFL has put in London this year? You know Jacksonville has a couple every year. Rams were there last week. Now we got this game this week. I mean, can the NFL get any more greedy? The NFL prints money. They can't make any more money, but yet they are so greedy. I mean, now they want to put a team in London. You know they do. They want to put a team there eventually. So let's put a team in London. Let's put a team in Italy. Let's put a team in Spain. Let's put a team in Asia. Let's put a team in Africa. Let's put a team in Australia. Put a team in New Zealand. Put a team in Antarctica. Put a team on the moon. I mean, the NFL is so greedy. It is just ridiculous. I mean, it is incredible how greedy the NFL is. Remember the first Die Hard, the original Die Hard with Bruce Willis? I mean, we all love that movie. Remember the line from that movie? When Alexander the Great saw the breadth of his domain, he wept because there were no more worlds to conquer. Let's get to the Week 8 picks. London, England. Minnesota -8 over the Cleveland Browns in London. Cleveland 0-7. Lost to Tennessee in overtime. Minnesota, how about them? 5-2, beat Baltimore. Bradford, keep him out. Keep Bradford out. If he's ready to go at some point, keep him out. They have a lot of mojo with Keenum right now. They've overcome the running back being out for the year. Forget about Bridgewater this year, too. Minnesota's defense is very good. They have a lot of chemistry right now. Give Minnesota a lot of credit. I did not think with all these problems they would be 5-2 and have a legitimate shot at winning this division and making the playoffs. So give Minnesota all sorts of credit. As far as this game, I can never take the Browns. I can never, because they will always find a way to lose. So I will look Minnesota here a couple ways. Against the spread, teaser, money line probably be too high, but you got to like the Vikings here. This may be a shutout. Here's another thing. If you're going to put NFL games in London, you might want to think twice about putting Cleveland over there. Pick number 2. Let's go down to New Orleans, the Big Easy. Who dat? As the New Orleans Saints are 5-2, and they've won 5 in a row. Beat Green Bay last week. Chicago, 3-4, beat Carolina. I mean, how about Chicago? I mean, the passing for the rookie quarterback for Chicago last week was 4 for 7. Chicago threw 7 passes the whole game. They completed 4 of them, and they won 17-3. That's because Chicago ran 2 defensive touchdowns back. Carolina made a million mistakes, but give Chicago credit. They're battling. They're 3-4. They've been in a lot of games this year. New Orleans doing a great job at 5-2, won 5 in a row. Never thought that was going to happen. New Orleans -8.5 here at the Superdome. Gotta like the Saints. I'll move the line to 2.5. Play them in a teaser. You have to think the Saints at home are going to have too much for Chicago. Now, Chicago has battled. They found ways to do it. But 4 for 7 passing last week. They're going to have to do a lot better against Drew Brees down there in the Dome. I think the Saints take care of business. I like New Orleans. That's pick number 2. Pick number 3. Let's go down to Tampa Bay, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are -2.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay 2-4 lost to Buffalo. Tampa Bay to me has been one of the biggest disappointments. I thought they would be a lot better. Their defense is not good at all. Winston even played last week. He played well, and Tampa still fell short. Carolina 4-3. I just talked about them. They lost 2 in a row. Unbelievable how they lost this game. 3 turnovers for Carolina. 2 are run back. Carolina had like 20 first downs. Chicago had 5, but Carolina made mistake after mistake after mistake. And you look up, and Carolina lost 17-3, and you're like, how did this just happen? Well, turnovers and mistakes will do that in the NFL. I'm going to move this line to 8.5, and I'm going to take Carolina. I think it's going to be a close game either way, and I don't trust Tampa Bay to blow anyone out right now. So I'll take Carolina, move the line to 8.5, and take them in a tease. That's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey. not too far from here with the Atlanta Falcons, speaking of disappointments, on -5 against the New York Jets. Jets 3-4, lost to Miami. I'll tell you, the Jets were up 14 points in the fourth quarter of this game. The worst thing the Jets did was knock out Cutler, and Moore rallied the Dolphins to a victory. That was the worst thing the Jets could have done, was knock out Cutler, because I think if Cutler stays in the game, the Jets win. Heartbreaking loss for the Jets. That's a couple in a row the Jets have lost that they could have won. So the Jets 3-4, but they are battling. How about Atlanta? 3-3. Lost 2 in a row. Well, lifeless against New England. New England, who was giving up points against everyone. Atlanta can only score 7 points. Atlanta has a Super Bowl hangover. It's not just for winning teams, the Super Bowl hangover. It's for teams that lose in the Super Bowl, and Atlanta has it. I am so disappointed in them. All they talked about in the offseason, we're going to finish this year, we're going to finish. I'll tell you, a couple more of these and you're going to be finished. Atlanta has been just not impressive at all. They could easily be 1-5. They have shown me nothing this year. Atrocious performance by the Falcons. I mean, you know what I'm going to do here? And I never thought I'd say this at the beginning of the season. I'm going to move the line to 11. I'll take the Jets in the home field. I just don't trust Atlanta right now. The Jets have been competitive in most of their games this year. I know they got blown out in Oakland, but the Jets have been competitive, and Atlanta just has not shown me enough that I think they're going to rout the Jets in the Meadowlands. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Jets hang around in this game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they can hang around. I'll take the Jets plus 11. That's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go to Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia Eagles are -10 against the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are 0-7, lost to Dallas 40-10. I actually, once the running back for Dallas was declared eligible, I jumped on the Cowboys a couple different ways. I had originally thrown that game out, but once the running back was ruled eligible, I jumped on the Cowboys. We know the Niners aren't any good. They were close in a few games, but we know they're going to have a long year. Philadelphia, they just keep getting it done. They only have 1 loss on the year. They beat Washington last night. They're the only team in the league that has only 1 loss. Philadelphia is doing a great job. I like what I see on both sides of the ball from them. Wentz looks really good. Now, I know Philadelphia collapsed the second half of last year. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I like what I see from Philadelphia. They are really impressing me. The fans were great last night. And by the way, can the Monday Night Crew just be quiet for a second? When Philadelphia scores a touchdown, I want to hear the Fly Eagle Fly chant. I mean, I want to hear that. Gruden and the other guy were talking over the song the whole time. It's not radio. You don't have to worry about dead air. Gruden, take a breath. Let's hear the atmosphere in the stadium. The Eagles scored. I want to hear that chant that the Eagles do there. Fly, Eagles, fly. I would have liked to hear that. They talk over it the whole time. But anyway, back to this game. Philadelphia -10 over the Niners in Philadelphia. Where do you think I'm going here? I'm taking the Eagles. I'll probably move them in a teaser too, but I'll take them a couple different ways. San Francisco is not going into Philadelphia and winning. I'll take the Eagles. They look impressive. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6. Let's go up to Buffalo, where the Buffalo Bills are -3 against the Oakland Raiders. Buffalo up to 4-2, beat Tampa Bay. This was a strange game. Buffalo had a double-digit lead in this game. Tampa Bay came rallying back, but Buffalo did kick the field goal late and hold on to the win. Hard for me right now to think what Buffalo is going to be. I mean, do I think they're a decent team? Yes. Do I think they're a Super Bowl team? No. Do I think they can make a playoff run and get to the playoffs? Yeah, I think they can maybe get to the playoffs. Do I think they can get to the Super Bowl? No. I'm not quite sure what to make of Buffalo. They are a decent team, but I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. Oakland, 3-4, beat Kansas City. That was a very important win for the Raiders. So they beat Kansas City 31-30. That was a wild end to the game with all the penalties, all that, all the extra downs. So the Raiders pulled that out. They needed that game in the worst way. If the Raiders went to 2-5, they were in huge trouble. I am going to move the line to 9 here. I'm going to think the Raiders will at least keep this game close. I think it's a close game either way. So I'll take the Raiders +9 in a teaser up there in Buffalo. That's a very interesting game. I'll take the Raiders in a tease. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Here's a beauty. The Cincinnati Bengals are at home in the jungle, -9 against the Indianapolis Colts. Cincinnati 2-4 lost to Pittsburgh. Indianapolis 2-5 got bombed by Jacksonville. Looked horrendous doing it. And no sign of Andrew Luck. As a matter of fact, bags are packed. Another bags are packed trip for me. I'm heading back to Ohio. Let's go to Cincinnati, Indianapolis. My bags are packed. I can't wait for that one. Let's go. I'll move the line to 3, take Cincinnati. Other than that, I think it might be a throwout. It's hard to believe the Bengals at 2-4 are favored by 9 over anyone. I think the Bengals could and will win at home, but I'm going to move it to 3. I'm not comfortable at 9, really. I'll move it to 3. I think they can take care of business there. That's pick number 7, but I really don't like that game. Pick number 8, let's go up to New England with the New England Patriots, a -7.5 against the LA Chargers. New England 5-2 beat Atlanta, held the Falcons to 7 points. Is New England's defense coming around? Did we write off New England too soon? You know they're going to fix this somehow. You know, as bad as their defense was, they're going to somehow find a way to get this done. LA Chargers, how about them? 3-4, won 3 in a row and shut out Denver. Nice job by the LA Chargers. Finally putting some things together. It's a very interesting game. Again, I'm going to go teaser here. I'm going to move the line down to 1.5 and think New England wins a close game. If you like the Chargers plus 13.5 the other way in a tease, I couldn't argue with you. But I'm going to go New England -1.5. I think New England gets through here. Interesting game to keep an eye on. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9, another interesting game. Let's go out to Seattle, where the Seattle Seahawks are -5.5 against the Houston Texans. Seattle 4-2. They beat the Giants. They've won 3 in a row. Their defense is playing well. Houston 3-3 off a bye. This is a very interesting, Houston's been another one of these up and down teams. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. They're now an offensive team. I want to see the rookie quarterback go against that Seattle defense. I think that Seattle defense is going to show the rookie a thing or two out there in Seattle this week. I think Seattle is going to, confuse the rookie quarterback a little bit. Maybe get a couple picks. I like Seattle's defense to control this game. I like Watson. I think he's going to be a star. Got to go through some growing pains first. I think he goes through growing pains here this week. I like the Seahawks. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10, let's go to Washington with the Washington Redskins are -1 against the Dallas Cowboys. Washington 3-3 lost to Philadelphia last night. They have a ton of injuries. Norman is out. They're very thin at receiver, Washington. They do some good things, but they also have a lot of holes right now, Washington. Dallas 3-3, bomb San Francisco. Elliott will play. I'm going to move this line to 7 and take Dallas. These NFC East games are always close. So taking Dallas with 7 to me is a very safe bet. Always a must-watch NFC East football. Washington-Dallas should be a good one. I'll take Dallas in a tease plus 7. Pick number 11. Let's go up to Detroit with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a -3 against the Detroit Lions. Detroit 3-3 off a bye. They've lost 2 in a row. Detroit's got to really turn it around. Pittsburgh 5-2 beats Cincinnati. You know what's the funny thing about Pittsburgh? Remember they lost to Jacksonville a couple weeks ago, 30-9. They turned the ball over 100 times. If you look at the AFC conference right now, I know we're halfway through. We got a long way to go. Pittsburgh is the number 1 seed right now. They have the best record in the AFC with the tiebreakers. So despite everything going on, the Jacksonville game and everything else, Pittsburgh has the best record right now in the AFC. I am going to move the line to 9 and think Detroit keeps this game close. I got to think Detroit off a bye is going to be hungry for a win. Pittsburgh is not usually great on the road as far as blowing out teams. I know they blew out the Ravens this year, but the Ravens are absolutely atrocious. I got to think Detroit's going to at least hang around at home, if not win outright. So I'm going to take Detroit plus 9 at home in a teaser to at least keep it close. By the way, one more thing on the Steelers. How about the Steelers receiver Bryant saying he wants to be traded? This was a guy that was suspended all last year for failing a drug test. Suspended all last year. If you're suspended all of last year, lay low this year. Don't say anything. I know you want to get the ball more. Keep working hard in practice. Get open. They'll throw you the ball eventually. And at the end of the season, maybe behind closed doors, you want to say maybe it's time for me to move on. That's fine. But to come out publicly and say what he said, this is a guy that was suspended all of last year. Bryant, give me a break. And I think the quote from Bryant was, I want to get mines. That was a quote. I want to get mines. This reminds me of the old New Jersey net player, Michael Ray Richardson, when he said, the ship be sinking. So we've got the ship be sinking, and I want to get mines. You know what? I got to call Dr. Dre. Let's put a little song together, a little remix together. I want to get mines, and the ship be sinking. Yeah, the ship be sinking. I want to get mines. Yeah, let's get in the studio and record that. What a joke. Bryant, you got suspended last year. You're a talented player. Lay low this year. Keep your mouth shut. So that's that. I'll take Detroit there in the teaser. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12, let's go to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs are -7 against the Denver Broncos. Kansas City 5-2, lost to Oakland. They've lost 2 in a row. Denver 3-3, got shut out by the Chargers. They've been outscored 44-10 the last 2 weeks, and they lost to the Giants 2 weeks ago, and they got a lot of road games coming up. The offense looks just as bad as it was last year. They're going to be calling for Lynch pretty soon. Simeon looks lost. I mean, forget Osweiler. I mean, the Broncos look like an absolute mess. Remember when the Broncos at the beginning of the year? Everyone thought the Broncos were great. They bombed the Cowboys, and look at that defense. They're playing great. They've reverted back to last year's performance on offense. They are atrocious on offense. They better get it turned around soon, or they're going nowhere. I don't think they can turn it around. I think Kansas City here, this is like walking into a hornet's nest. The Chiefs have lost 2 in a row. Long week to prepare. Denver has no offense going on the road. Chiefs all the way. Teasers, straight up, money line, whatever you want to do. Chiefs are not losing here. I like the Chiefs. That's pick number 12. Pick number 13. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to stop there at pick number 12. We have, what do we have? 6 teams with a bye. And one game I'm not going to pick. I'm not going to pick the Thursday night game. Baltimore at home, -3 against Miami. Baltimore's 3-4, lost to Minnesota. Baltimore is an absolute mess. Miami, give them credit. They're 4-2, found yet another way to win a game. They're down 14 points in the fourth quarter. Cutler gets knocked out, more rallies them. Give Miami a lot of credit. They're down 17 to Atlanta, they come back. They're down 14 to the Jets, that come back. They're down to like their third-string quarterback. They have no offense in some games, and yet you look up, they're 4-2. Miami has a lot of guts, a lot of grit. They play very hard. They have a lot of resolve. Give Miami all sorts of credit. I don't love this game. I don't like Thursday Night Football. If I had to pick it, I'd go Miami, and I'd take them in a teaser +9. I can't take the Ravens under any circumstances, but I am staying away from Thursday Night Football. As a matter of fact, I have an idea for Thursday Night Football. First of all, I can't stand it. I wish they'd do away with it. But if we have to have it, how about we put the Browns on every Thursday night? The Browns are not worthy of Sunday or Monday Night Football. Let's put the Browns on every Thursday night. That way, all the teams won't complain about playing Thursday night games because they're playing the Browns. And the Browns can have their own night of the week. It'll be Cleveland Brown Thursday night. I mean, they need something, right? So let's have all the Brown games on Thursday night. That would be fitting. But anyway, I'm not going to pick that game. Teams with a bye, 6 teams with a bye. Green Bay 4-3, lost to New Orleans, no Rodgers. You know Green Bay is going to have a long season the rest of the way. Tennessee 4-3, did beat Cleveland. I'll tell you, Tennessee's got to do better. They made this game a lot more harder than it should have been. Tennessee's got a 1st and goal at the half-yard line, can't get in with that offensive line. I mean, come on, Tennessee, wake up. You should have polished off Cleveland. But you look up, Tennessee's in first place. LA Rams 5-2, beat Arizona. How about the Rams? How about the turnaround for the Rams? They look like one of the best teams right now. They have done a tremendous job, the Rams. Great job by them. Arizona 3-4, lost to the Rams. Might have lost Palmer. Forget the Arizona this year. Jacksonville 4-3, beat the Colts, even though they didn't have the running back. Give Bortles credit. I was on his case last week. He played well. I'd like to see Jacksonville, off this bye, win some home games. Get a big crowd down there in Jacksonville. Every time Jacksonville wins a game, they go home and fall flat on their face. Like to see them improve at home. And the New York Giants, 1-6, lost to Seattle. The Giants will have a bye the rest of the year. So that is your NFL picks for week number 8. I was absolutely outstanding last week, which was good. It made me feel better. I had a very rough week 5 and 6, but I made up for it in week 7. I was awesome last week. Let's hope we keep the momentum going. This is where I took off last year. I told you this right around this time, and sure enough, last week, a huge week. I didn't get many games wrong at all. I got Carolina wrong, and really my synopsis on the game was correct, but it just, the turnovers and everything, that game was so strange. And the only other game I didn't cover with was Tennessee, and I took them in a teaser I won, I took them in money line I won, but I lost with them against the spread, even though they won the game. Other than that, I was pretty much perfect the rest of the NFL. All right, as far as college football, the big game this week, Ohio State at home against Penn State. That's where game day will be. That is an absolutely huge game. Penn State undefeated. Ohio State has a loss. Ohio State needs this game in the worst way. That is a great game. We've been looking for a big game this year. That's a big game in college football. Notre Dame beat USC. I got to give Notre Dame credit. I mean, their only losses to Georgia, and Georgia is really good this year. Notre Dame has really turned it around. Notre Dame has NC State this week. That is a very interesting game. NC State is an improved team. Other than that, not much else in college football. You got the Georgia-Florida game. Georgia looks really good. I'll tell you, I like Georgia's defense. Very rarely do they have a defense like they do this year. And remember, Georgia's starting quarterback got hurt. They're going with a young kid. They're still winning. This Georgia-Florida game, listen, you got to think Georgia's going to win. It's always a fun game. The largest outdoor cocktail party. Half Florida fans, half Georgia fans. One of the few games that's like that. Oklahoma, Texas is another one. You want a bucket list trip, go down to the largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville for Georgia, Florida. You'll have a ball. World Series tonight, we start in Dodger Stadium where it's about 100 degrees. Dodgers-Astros should be pretty much a pick-em series. Could go either way. Dodgers do have the home field, but it could go either way. By the way, how long is the NHL season? I love hockey. NHL season's too long. I feel like the Penguins just won the Cup. And the NBA. Oh, the NBA. Is anyone excited about the NBA? Who's going to beat Golden State again this year? I mean, Houston's improved, I know that, but do I think they can beat Golden State in a 7-game series? No. Cleveland, we don't know about Isaiah Thomas with the hip injury. Boston's already lost one of their better players for the year. I mean, who else is there? I mean, there's no drama in the NBA. I don't want to hear about Ball every night. I don't want to hear about Lonzo Ball from the Lakers when he shoots like 3 for 9 and, ESPN tells me, he's 3 rebounds short of a triple-double. I don't want to hear that. The Lakers stink. They're going to win 25 games this year. Okay? And Lonzo Ball can't shoot. And he makes good passes and all that. The Lakers don't have enough. And I don't want to hear every game how close Ball was to a triple-double. Oh, Ball shot 3 for 15. He had 5 rebounds and 6 assists. So, he was close to a triple-double. Enough, ESPN. Enough with his father already. Enough of that. So the NBA, I call it the no-drama league. There's nothing going on in the NBA. But anyway, there you go in your sports world. You're all caught up. I will be back with you guys next Tuesday. You guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care.